Mysterious. I'm early. 5 minutes early. Take a screenshot, guys. I'm 5 minutes early. It's the first. It'll never happen again. But I am 5 minutes early. Whoa, camera's going crazy. Here we go. 5 minutes early. Technically. How are we all doing? Hello. Hello, hello, hello. I can confirm I am the real Saphira. I'm not a fake one. I'm not one that's been misplaced because he's early. I am the real one here. As you can see, I'm now officially, or unofficially, I should actually have it unofficial, right? Unofficial would be better. I'm the unofficial QA for Raid Shadow Legends. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I made them bug fix the artifact sets. We're going to be doing a bit of mix today, Tommy. I'm really sorry. I bug fixed stuff. I'm sorry. If anyone doesn't know what's happened, if you check the Raid Digest, Playroom have come out and confirmed that they are going to be bug fixing champions that have multiple attempts to place artifact set debuffs. So I'm just replying to someone. So, no more double Uko chances, no more double toxic. I'm sorry if you used Ironclad in the secret rooms. God, this is really loud, sorry. The captainship, it's really loud. Let's turn that down a bit. There we go, it's a bit better. I apologize, I'm sorry. My channel has now become the unofficial QA for Raid Shadow Legends, okay? But hey, it does go to show they listen to community feedback because they would have no idea about that bug until we did that video. And I gotta say as well, I wasn't the first one to actually start investigating this. This did come from our community in Hellhades Discord. I did call out that person in the first video. It's a couple of weeks ago, so I've forgotten their name now, but they were the one that first approached it with me. So it just kind of shows why community engagement adds a lot of value, because a community member in our Discord dropped a message to me saying, I found this, can you clarify it? There's some inconsistencies. We ran with it, we tested it, then we did a video to determine it, and now Raid are actually changing pretty much significant number of champion effects to fix this problem. So, community. They don't pay me, though. I fear for Playroom, though, now, because now they've given me a hill to die on. Because now I have a, well, you fixed this inconsistency, what about the next one? And I've got a lot of inconsistencies we can go through. To be fair, though, to Playroom, right, I would say, if their intention was that artifact sets have one role, and unexpectedly some champions were doing multiple roles, fair play, they fixed it. This is not a negative thing, because the important thing is that they are consistent with what they're telling us. Consistency is what I'm targeting here. If it's consistently not meant to do it, then it shouldn't do it for all champions. You shouldn't make some champions particularly powerful and others not just because of the way it's coded. That's not fair. Either everyone can do it or nobody can do it. That's the right way. So, great job. You bug fix something. That's how it should work. You listen to the community feedback. Now, does it affect the community in a negative way? Potentially. But let's face it, Mighty Uko was incredibly strong because his A2 had double the chance. So Mighty Uko's value goes down a bit. Still really, really strong, but he's not as broken as he was before. Minimum effort. You might like the video that's coming out tomorrow. As I said, they've given me a hill that I can put my flag upon. I've got many things that I can talk about in terms of consistency. Trunderbug. Maybe I should do a video on Trunderbug, right? Every other, there's like 2 champions in the game that do damage based on excess damage, and 2 of them crit, the rest of them do not. So why do 2 champions do it and others not? So I guess the video after that will be, well, we've fixed this inconsistency, let's move on to the next one. I'll have a good game out of this by the end of this, trust me. Baron and Trender. Shouldn't do it. Put it like this. It's fine for it to crit, but it shouldn't recalculate the crit damage. That's the problem. The Ally Protector is not a bug, Darky. Although they should probably, like... They should probably fix the Ally Protection bug where the critical flag shouldn't transfer, right, Darky? So the bug with the Ally Protection isn't that... it does it before the multiplication. The problem is that if the crit was critical, then instead of it going, I don't apply critical damage, it's going, well, the attack was critical, the flag is turned to true, so therefore I use my own critical damage because I'm targeting myself, right? The damage that I deal when I do an ally protection, when I take 10% or 50% of that damage, is self-damage. That's why it uses the protector's critical damage. They should probably just disable that flag. That's a good bug fix. So, how does the smile feel? It's good. I'll be honest, Morton, the first week after having my braces off, I went through like this massive, like, I wouldn't call it, anxiety is the wrong word. I had like constant pressure in the back of my mind where I was like, oh, are my teeth going back? Are they losing their position? Am I going back to where they were? Because obviously the first time you're out of braces, I wear a retainer every night now to make sure that they stay in place. But I had this like real paranoia that my teeth, after all that effort, was going to go back to the terrible way they were. I've got over that now. I'm adjusted to it, but it feels great. I mean, I was able to have baguettes. I was able to eat Skittles for the first time in like 4 years. It's amazing. Crusty bread, chewy things. It's amazing. It's the little things in life, right? Hey, brother. How's it going? Stiko, I think I've done a video, haven't I, on what I think they should do with Iron Twins. Personally, I think all they have to do with Iron Twins is give 50% chance you get Essence on top of the coins, right? So every single run you get coins, but you have a 50% chance each run that you might get Essence, and then give you a certain amount depending on the roll range. Because that way, then it adds more value to the market. You still have to wait for the right champion with the right time, but it feels like a 6-star legendary soul is more accessible, because let's face it, I'm not farming 6 months minimum to get just about enough essence maybe to be able to acquire that. That's just stupid. We're having a bit of record lag tonight. We're having a nice chill session. It's been a good day. Done a lot of content today. Honestly, cool. When they told me I couldn't have French baguettes, it was a very dark day. It was a very dark day when I had the braces on. I was more upset about not being able to have baguettes than I was about the pain that I was experiencing with having braces on. I was actually more like upset about the fact that I couldn't have baguette than the knowledge that they would have to break my entire face for 6 months, that I couldn't have baguettes for 4 years. That's how bad it was. I love, like, it's one of my like favorite foods, baguettes, and I couldn't have it for 4 years. It's horrible. Why is it not a bug that with ally protection, the damage from clan boss does not scale up? Because it's not a bug, Darky, because the way that transfer of damage works is it happens before damage multiplication transfers. That's a feature of the thing. It's consistent, right? So you make a decision as a developer, Darky, that the way we want ally protection to work is before multiplication effects. Fine. As long as every champion does that, absolutely okay. But if one champion doesn't do it that way, then it's a problem. You could even say that maybe that's too strong, you need to peel it back. That's also fine. But if that's the position they've set it with ally protection, that it applies before multiplication effects, that's okay. The only thing that I think they should do is remove the critical check, because technically the self damage you deal shouldn't be critical damage. It should just be the 50% before critical, right? Because critical is not multiplied. So braces for 4 years. Yeah, it was for 4 years. It was awful. It was bad. It was really rough. The thing is, Utrans, it was only meant to be tops 36 months with the operation, but because of COVID, it kind of just ruined the Welsh NHS. So I'm still waiting for the operation. I've just decided, I said to them, like, can you just take me out of the braces, because I don't need to align any more teeth. We're just waiting for the operation. So, and I just couldn't take it anymore. It's 4 years. It was doing stuff to my mouth. It was ruining my gums. It was horrible. You know, you're not meant to have them on for that long. So yeah, Darky, it's not so much that it's a bug. It's consistency, right? Whenever I talk about things when it comes to coding, it's all about consistency for me. If you set a principle as to how something should work, you make it consistent. That's why I get really frustrated with clan versus clan, because you basically set a principle that you reward me for something like Minotaur, but then you don't reward me for Iron Twins. That's inconsistent. I should get points for Iron Twins. If I add a new dungeon and clan versus clan is meant to reward me for gameplay activities, then reward me for gameplay activities. You reward me for classic arena, tag team arena, potion keeps, normal dungeons, clan boss chests, faction wars chests. You reward me for all of these great haul upgrades, but anything new, we don't add that. Stiko, you're going to want to watch my video tomorrow. That's all I'm saying. As I said, they've given me a position that I can now put my flag in the ground and go, okay then, now that we've got a principle, let's apply that principle to everything, because it should be. Does Ender Moonbeam's A2 trigger more than 3 times if it has Phantom Touch? No, it shouldn't do. Minimum effort. It shouldn't. Which one do you want, Twisted Sky? The main account or the free-to-play? This is the main account one I'm on at the moment. So he's in Relentless, and he is at 5.3k attack, 271% crit damage. But when he's in the Demon Lord, when he's in the Clan Boss, he's at 280%. Was it a cosmetic choice or necessity? It was medical, Alex. So, like, you probably can't tell, but if I turn my head this way, you'll see that my jaw is like this. So what I'm waiting on right now is corrective jaw surgery, where they'll basically break the top jaw, break the bottom jaw, and move it about 7 millimeters. So right now my teeth are like this. They need to be more like that. So I'm waiting on that surgery. So the idea is you have braces for 18 months to basically align the teeth. Then they basically break your jaw, put it back together. Then you have braces for 6 more months until it settles down. It takes about a year to fully heal. So it's worth it. Like, the old pictures of my teeth were terrible. Like, they were literally like this all over the place. And it was getting difficult to, like, maintain good dental hygiene, and eating food was getting harder. It was really bad. Yeah, exactly, Alex. I mean, part of me does think, should I just not bother with the operation now? But the other part of me is like, it's only going to get worse. So, but yeah. Is every champion coded individually? So it's a bit of a complicated question, Jessica. Every champion has their own skill sets, but generally the champions are coded in like a templated way, right? Champions have damage effects, there are debuff effects, there are individuals. Some champions have such unique mechanics that they're coded differently, but generally most damage is calculated in a specific way. So for example, in the instance of the artifact sets, the reason why it happened was because a debuff effect is tied to a damaging effect. So the reason why if you weak hit, you don't get those debuff effects is because the damaging effect didn't complete because you weak hit, essentially, so you don't get the effects. Whereas if a champion doesn't attack, you still get it even if you're negative affinity, because essentially the attack doesn't go through, right? The debuff effect is not tied to the attack. Now, when you have champion abilities that do the first hit does something, the second hit does something else, in order for them to connect the debuff effect to the damaging effect, they need to have 2 separate damaging effects, because otherwise the first hit would do both effects. So you have principles of like universality within the code, is a better way of saying it, where champions almost have a template and then they'll adjust from the template. But certain things like extra turns work in the same way from every champion. The way that things get placed, pretty much. There are some unique bugs in different places where some champions seem to do it differently, but generally each champion has their own model, and even to the extent that each ascendancy level has its own model as well. It's the way it works. So yeah, Bob. Can you explain, if you know, how Trunda A2 works, that she does insane damage? Yes, Mihai. So basically, Trunda. That's the thing, Alex. It might take another 5 years at this rate with the Welsh NHS. So Trunda, how does Trunda's damage work and how is it different to other effects? So Trunda's A2 is I attack one enemy, and then once I've attacked that, whatever the damage was, I take 60% of that damage. So the first attack does everything the same way that every damage and ability does, right? So you basically attack it, you apply your crit damage, any mastery bonuses, we apply 20% more damage for the books, we pass it through the enemy's damage reduction and all that kind of stuff, and you get a figure. So imagine you got 100,000 out from the end of that. Well, it's going to take 60,000 of that damage. Now, the first attack is based on Trunda's attack. So you can scale the damage of the first ability off attack. The second bit of damage is not scaled off attack. It's scaled off 60% of the damage. So if I have 60k, it goes 60k and then apply to all other enemies. Now, the thing with Trunda, if you have someone like a Dracomorph, right? Dracomorph's a great example of this. Dracomorph's A1 does this. Damage inflicted. So will attack one random enemy with any surplus damage if you kill a target. The damage inflicted is equal to triple the surplus damage. The surplus damage cannot be critical. That's the key word. Baron does this as well. There are champions in the game that do what they call excessive damage, where basically it means that the excess damage I have left over is transferred to another enemy. They're coded not to critically hit. Trunda is not. So what ends up happening is I'll attack the first enemy and I'll apply all my critical damage multiplier. Then I'll take 60% of that damage and then I'll attack all other enemies and I'll reapply all of my critical damage multipliers. So the second enemies are not getting 200% crit damage, they're getting 400% crit damage. And then when you think, well, the first head had a 300% crit damage bonus because when you decapitate a head, you deal 200% more damage, so that's 300% bonus damage with the way you do the math. It basically means you go, well, 300% on top of another 300% because now I'm attacking all the enemies twice. So instead of you just doing a 200% crit to all other enemies, you're doing like 1,000% more damage. The fix to this problem, the second damage cannot critically hit. That's what it should do. That's what other champions should do. That's the consistency. It doesn't do that. That's what happens. Do I have a background in programming? I am self-taught. So if we put it into a math experiment, right? If we do it into a math experiment here, zoom this in. So, for example, if we had 100,000 hits, okay? You had 100,000 hits. Oops. Too many zeros. Okay. So the first hit is that. So the second hit will always be 60%. Okay. Now what happens is, say like I've got... Okay. Crit damage of 200%. Yeah, say like I've got 200% crit damage. But I've also got books and other multiplication effects, right? So everything is like double the effect. So that 60,000 now goes through this. Do it right. I can't do the math correctly at the moment. So you actually get all this bonus. Yeah? So what shouldn't happen is that. Because then what happens is you go, well, you're going to apply the decapitation effect. So you basically apply another, like, 3 times attack. And you scale it up, and you scale it up, and you scale it up. Right? So that's how it works. What it should do is just do this. That. Which is, I attack the enemy head, and the enemy receives 300% more damage because it's already dead. Do you see the difference here in the value? It's doing almost 200% more damage. Shouldn't do that because it's the crit damage. Because it goes to the crit damage multiplier twice, effectively, the build is strong, right? So, for example, just to realize how Scratch did so much damage, Trunda's A2 does a 6 times attack, right? And he had around about 8,500. Okay, and he had 300% crit damage. That was his Trunder. Okay. So the first hit, if we just pick one of the heads he was on, Hydra. I think they're on rotation 4 or something. It doesn't really matter. I'll pick any head. Let's just say he was attacking the Head of Decay, which is the tankiest head, right? It's got 4,649 defense. So the DR percentage on the target would be... Let me just go quickly get that formula. Myth Toro. I just have to get the formula. With defense down. Now I can't remember if she was in Savage Cruel, but I think she was. So we'll assume she's in 30% Savage Cruel, and then we'll basically say that times 0.3. So the boss's defense is that with defense down, right? Let me get back to the chat here. Okay, so basically this is the first setup here, right? Let's just take away this. Insert. So he's got 8,500 attack with 300% crit damage, and he's also got defense targeting of 4,649. So that means the head is reducing 49% damage. So his actual first hit should be 6 times this, but he's got to increase attack, so we have to double that to 1.5. The boss has also got 1.25 because it's got weaken, and Trunder also has 20% on her books, so we're going to do that. He probably has also masteries on the champion, so we will probably have like where is the masteries here? He's probably got Heart of Glory, so we can put 1.5. He's probably got Single Out because the head is dead, so he's got 1.8. He's probably got Bring It Down because it's got more maximum HP. So you can see we're scaling this up. And that's about it, right? So that's the amount of damage he would do there. So the first hit will do 137,000, but the head is dead. So the head is going to take 3% more damage. So now we're up to 413,000. Now there's probably some multiplication effects I'm forgetting here. Could be various different things. But essentially we take that number and then we go, okay, well, we're going to take 60% of that damage, okay? So, did he have Helm Smasher snacks? I can't remember. If he had Helm Smasher, then this needs to be 0.3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 0.8? So then we have to pass it through the defense reduction. Okay? But what we forgot to do was go, hey, we need to add his critical damage. So do you see how this is scaling? So now we're at 1.346 million if he had Helm Smasher proc. Okay, so we're going to do 807,000 damage. But that's the raw damage. So how does this work now? Well, basically, we're going to go, well, we do that times all the same multiplication effects again. So, firstly, we go 1.03. Cool. Now we're up to this, right? We're going to apply weaken again. If the target has weaken, we're going to apply that again. We're also going to apply books again because that goes through again. We're going to reapply all the masteries. We're going to apply the decapitation bonus, and then we're going to apply the damage reduction. That's how you hit 14 million. Because you're reapplying everything again. Right? So instead of doing 807,000 damage, you're doing 13 million, which is 1,660% more damage than you should do. Does the extra hit roll whether it crits by itself? Well, it's 100% crit, right? So you can critically hit this. So you still need 100% crit rate. Alex, I think it will affect it. Because Uko could have 2 rolls at the stun set. Now it's only going to have 1 roll. So essentially it goes from 54% chance to place a provoke and I think like 35% or something down to 18% again. What are we doing? We're just looking at how Scratch was able to hit so much damage with Trunda and why Trunda is so bad and so badly coded. But you can see why. Now, if basically we didn't crit, all it would do is 807, but it would times it by 0.3. By 3, right? So it should still do 2 million damage because you're dealing 60% to dead heads. So it should still be strong. It should just be this. Right? It should be... Right? It should only be 300% when we work this out. 200% more damage, yeah? Because that's all it should give you is the decapitation bonus. It shouldn't reapply all of your multipliers again. Because effectively what you're getting is, like if we base it off the minimum... all this critical... we're basically getting all of these critical multipliers twice. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't even need to hit that hard. Imagine if you had a 6,000 Trunda with 200% crit damage. It's still hitting for like 5.6 million on all the heads. It's still 1 keys. You don't need crazy damage. It's just whether or not you can actually get the right setup. Keep in mind, the heads on Brutal... only have 3 million HP. So... you don't see why it shouldn't. Well, Acrobat, the reason why it shouldn't is because we nerfed... we deliberately and explicitly nerf this not to crit. This used to crit, right? This used to crit. They went in and I actually stopped it from critting because they said it was too strong. So if you're going to set the principle that Dracomorph's A1 is too strong, then Trunda's A2 should be too strong. It's consistency. That's what I'm talking. That's my position whenever I'm talking about things. What they want to do, I don't care. If they make all of them critically hit, fine. But if you've got some champions that critically hit, but most of them do, but 1 or 2 don't, that's what I get frustrated at. What other games do I play? I play a lot of League, and I play a bit of things like Diablo, and every so often an MMO. Yes, they do have a cooldown, iAcrobat, but does it really matter when you can just do this? And it's not even like that's the strongest that Scratch could get it. He could go bigger, it's just he was limited by player power. I'm pretty sure if Scratch wanted to, he could get to something like this. If he really wanted to. He could go as big as that. So... I'm not angry. Although it does make me angry sometimes. So... to be fair, I forgot about the Trunda when I was talking with Deadwood. When we were talking about it, I should have played devil's advocate and kind of gone to him, hey, you know, I think we need to ban Trunda. But hey, you know. You still need to set it up, right? You still need to make sure you've got the right setup with the right champ. She needs to increase attack. She needs to decrease defense and weaken. You need to kill the heads first, right? So you still need to set it up. But if you set it up, you 1 key in 20 seconds. They said on stream, the fastest 1 key nightmare is 18 seconds because they used double Trunda and one-shot all the heads and then did 2 A2s. And you 1 key. Right? Because this is the tankiest head. Yeah? So imagine you have 2 Trundas at 7,000 and say 270% crit damage, right? This is only 1 head. Now imagine you do this by 3 other heads because it's excess damage. And then you do that twice. 60 million damage. 2 Trundas. I found Path of Exile too much of a learning curve. I didn't have time for it. Yeah, but you say that, cool. But now, he's only doing that because he can replace one OP pick with the next OP pick. which is Taras, because Taras is going to increase his damage for every buff he has. Now keep in mind, right? Keep in mind, what was his team? Let's have a look. Hydra Create Clash. Let's have a look at his team. Okay, so Scratch currently has Lid Duchess. Okay, so he's got Duchess. She does block buffs, block debuffs, increase attack, and perfect veil. So you've got, let's do the buff count here. Duchess, she does 3 buffs. Okay, so team-wise, we have 3 times 6. Who else has he got? He's got Supreme Galek. Does he do any buffs? Let's have a look. I can't remember what he does, to be honest. There's so many versions of Galek now. Self buff, increased attack, not relevant. So he doesn't do any buffs. It's kind of bonkers, that passive, gotta say. Then we have Lydia. Lydia does increase speed and increase strengthen. So we've got 2 buffs on everyone. Yeah. So he does none. Then we have Lydia. Lydia does 2. Okay. Then we have, he's going to be dropping, it's going to be keeping Skull Lord. He doesn't do anything. Then he's dropping Trunder for Taras. Let's have a look at what Taras does. Any self buffs? No. No buffs on Taras. Fine, cool. And then we've got Prince Kaimar. I think he does no buffs as well, right? I'm pretty sure he does no buffs. I don't have a Kaimar, so I don't get to tell you that off the top of my head. No. So, he's going to have 30 buffs, which is basically translating into 34.5% damage. I think that's about right. No, that's not right. What am I doing here? Bad math. Bad math. %31.15% bonus damage. Is that right? That can't be right. 5.5. There you go. Can't do math today. 451%. Can't do math today, right? Because it's basically 15% times the number of buffs. So he's doing 450% bonus damage on the A3. So I don't get the point on consistency. If we go all this way, the champions would have a revived skill with the same amount of life and turn meter. No, because that's not what I'm saying, Juggler. I'm not saying that champions can't do things differently. What I'm saying is when the same effect, and when we talk about revive is an effect with conditions. Excess damage is not conditional. You either do the damage or you don't. What I'm saying is one champion that does the same kind of thing where it sends damage, and the other champion that doesn't. The thing that can change is how much is sent, right? You could have a champion that does 20%. You could have a champion that does 100%. You could have a champion that does 200%. You can have a champion that does 300%. What happens is when that damage is dealt, it's consistent. That's my annoyance. I'm not saying you can't have a revive that's AoE and a revive that's single target. That's nonsense to say that. Obviously, it has to have diversification. Just like you can have a champion that's based off damage for defense and damage off HP and damage off attack. You can have that variance, but basically, every champion that does damage off attack does damage off the same way that it calculates its attack. Then it might have a passive effect, which is unique to that champion. The bonus multiplies its damage, but that's unique to that champion. If it's described as a unique effect, like Mithrala, she petrifies people. No other champion can do that. That's fine. But if the petrification debuff is different, that's the problem. If you are going to give another champion the petrification debuff, the debuff itself should do the same thing. It's very detailed, that's what I mean. A lot more. But what you've got to remember is what he's planning on doing. What you got to remember is This is where it gets gross. It's not about the fact he's just going to have Taras. Taras on his own is going to do enough damage regardless. What Taras is going to get, yeah, is this. Because when Scratch beats YST, because I expect him to, he's going to take the Marichka and remove the Kaima. Which means that any time a Hydra head attacks, because pretty much the majority of them are AoE, Taras is going to attack with his A1, which fills the turn meters of all allies by 10%, because he's going to attack twice. Which means he's constantly filling turn meter, he's constantly gaining turn meter, he's constantly attacking. And when you have Marichka in the team, you also have this. Every time Marichka A1s, Taras A1s, which boosts the turn meter of all allies. Plus, she's going to give a shield, so this becomes Marichka. Yeah, so now you've got one more buff for everyone. She fully restores maximum HP. She grants resistance, so he no longer has to worry about any sort of mischief tanks. He's got all this concept. So basically, when the poison head places a poison, everyone gets another buff. Do you see what I'm saying? Once he gets his hands on the twins, it's going to beat the Trunder. Because, let's just put this into perspective. Taras the Fierce's multiplier on his A3 is 0.26, okay? 0.26. So if you have, right, if we just change this up here and we go, the multiplier is 0.26. If he has a Taras with 100,000 HP, 300% crit damage, which is entirely possible, then you put all of this through here on a decapitated head, right? So if we ignore this, if we ignore, this hit here, because that's not going to do any damage now, right? We put it all through here in terms of like this. How many books does he have? 20%. So he's going to get, again, weakened, 20%, all these extra bonuses, and he's going to do it on a decapitated head. Then you're going to give him a 6.3 times multiplier, which is actually 7.3 because it's 100%. 5 million damage every time he does A3. Every time he does an A3, which is on a 4-turn cooldown, he's going to do 5 million damage to 4 heads. So basically, every 4 turns, he's going to do 20 million damage with Taras. Every 4 turns. It's easier setup as well. Why? Because you don't need to get the dead head with increased attack. You don't need any buffs for that. You basically just want to make sure you get all these buffs up. Even if he doesn't have the block damage and he only has the shield, it's still 6.4. 17 million damage every A3. And the annoying thing is, when he does it, he's going to increase the duration of the buffs. So it's going to mean that it's easier for him to keep doing it, because the buffs are going to stay on longer, which he didn't have before. He's also going to reduce the boss's attack by 25%. There's no way anyone beats him when he gets Taras Marichka. Because even his A1, right? His A1 is a 0.12 times 2, so it's a 0.24. Even his A1, without the bonus, every time he joins an attack, is 633,000 damage on a dead head. So every time he's A1ing, so every time Marichka attacks a dead head, he's doing 633,000 damage to that dead head. You're doomed. It's doomed. Is there a max damage limit for Hydra? Will we see that scrap? That's the thing, because it's not based on enemy max HP, you can't cap his damage. Seer will always outdamage. Seer will always outdamage a Taras when there is no cap, because essentially the higher the HP, the more damage that Seer is going to do, whereas Taras will always cap his damage based on his HP, right? You can't do more than what his HP gives him. There's no target. It's like he's not basing it off the enemy's target. So essentially, Seer will always outdamage it, but when you introduce a maximum HP cap, Seer can't do more than 10% of the boss's HP. So Taras doesn't have that problem. Does he join in with the A2? Whenever an enemy attacks, Marichka attacks that enemy using this skill. Oh yeah, he does. So yeah, so he attacks with the A1, doesn't he? So he joins the attack with the A1. So he'll ally attack with the A1 on a dead head. But if a non-dead head attacks, then he'll attack with A2. And the A2, I think, as long as the base attack, what is it? Deals double damage to enemies whose attack is equal to or higher. So obviously the enemy will always have more attack because it's PvE. So he's going to do 0.7 times his HP every time Marichka gets attacked. Obviously the dead head can't attack Marichka, but it's still a 615,000 attack to a non-dead head. So every time a non-dead head attacks him, assuming he gets Helm Smasher, if we basically say he doesn't have Helm Smasher, then it's a lot lower. Even if he doesn't have Helm Smasher procs, he's still doing 400,000 damage to any head that attacks Marichka with no cooldown. The hindsight is we should have banned Taras and we should have banned Trunda. But putting that aside, I think it's really interesting to see some of the other champions come through. It's really cool to get the community feedback and see, like, YST's team was really cool. To see Colbro attacking it with different champions. To see, you know, obviously a lot of people probably didn't realize how strong Taras was until Jedi showed it off. MTG Jedi version, that is. But you can see, right? Once you put them together, it's going to go Giga Saiyan. You know, and this isn't even attacking a dead head. Imagine if he was attacking a dead head with this, right? And imagine if he did get Ignore Defense on it with Helm Smasher. He's going to be doing 1.8 million to the A2. To a dead head. It's just... Yeah, Marichka wasn't on Jedi's team. So that's what I meant with the damage limit is, I think Clan Boss stops at 1.2 billions or something like that. Do you think there's a similar limit to Hydra? Yeah, so basically that's coding, Darky. Basically the game can't handle a number greater than that, so therefore the game stops playing. So yeah, there's a limit. So... But yeah, so basically... Unfortunately, Taras is going to annihilate the competition now. Because it's going to be in the hands of someone who has the player power and has the gear to push him to the absolute limit. He can basically make Skull Lord, Lydia, Supreme Gaelic, and Duchess as weak as he wants. Because he doesn't matter. Because the moment Taras gets some turns and Marichka starts getting attacked, Taras is just going to kill every head. And then he's just going to keep A3 and it's going to be over. He's just going to annihilate the competition. Nobody can outdamage it. Simple as. It just can't be outdamaged, so... Yeah, unfortunately. It'll be interesting to see how much YST does, because I think he's got a lot of damage in him. I just can't see how he can match Scratch. And I think Scratch knows he's got it in the bag. Yeah, of course Scratch has terrestrial good at Scratch is a Giga Kraken. Scratch's account is gross. Like, it is gross. Did anyone else get caught out by this, by the way? This quest here. I was like, why is the Forge Pass not upgrading? I was in Spider, and I was like, oh. Artifacts. So this only works on non... this only works on non... only on artifacts, right? It doesn't work in Spider. So I was like, great, okay. Luckily, we've got to do Finite today, so... We're just going to... crack on here. Where's my Finite team? Finite team. Nope. Finite team. Finite team. There. Hopefully it still works. Yeah, Scratch has got both. Yeah, Scratch has both. He's fine. So Scratch has stolen Taras from MT Jedi. So he's replacing Trunda in the next round. And I think when he beats YST, he's going to steal Marichka off YST, and then he'll replace Kaimar with YST, with the Marichka, and then he'll run Marichka Taras in the finals. I think that's what's going to happen. I mean, maybe he messes up with Taras, and maybe he doesn't beat YST. But, like, YST, I think maybe can get to 200 million. I think Scratch can go higher. I mean, Scratch basically couldn't use his strongest Duchess because it was too much player power. That's kind of what you're facing, right? Hey, Space Toad, welcome, welcome. How will the new hero do in Clan Boss next to Ninja? I think he'll do adequately. Not as much damage, Nico, because Ninja will excel in single targets. I think the new guy will excel in more AoE settings over Ninja, but I think he's more than capable. I'll be using him in my Clan Boss probably. Unless I can get a better Clan Boss team. No, Darky, I'm actually going to look at doing it soon. Now that I've done Ice Golem, I've done Spider 10, I've done Dragon 10, I'm going to start looking for it. I was actually quite annoyed. I was hoping I could pick up Creodun the Blue today, because I want to see if I could build a team around him. So I'm kind of annoyed I didn't get Creodun, but we'll see. But I'm going to start pushing. I don't think I can go all the way to hard 10, but even if I can go to get a good hard 5 speed farm, that's probably better than Fire Knight 25 anyway, right? Any hard stage is better than 25, so... So I think Scratch has it in the bag. I think Scratch has got damage for days. Anyone that YST would have been able to steal? Honestly, he'd steal Taras, right? He'd take Taras and swap out probably Skrunk for Taras. I'd have thought he would do. But obviously, I don't know what he would do, right? Yeah, you got the blue man today, didn't you, Jessica? I'm slightly jealous. I'm super excited about the new fusion for my free-to-play. I think it's going to be game-changing for the free-to-play. I didn't get a legendary on the free-to-play. If you haven't caught my video earlier, I didn't get a legendary, but I did get an ally protector. Finally. Oh yeah, YST doesn't have Taras. Oh yeah. Oh, that's terrible for him, because if he does manage to beat him, he can't steal him. Well, that sucks. But, to be honest, I think if he beats Scratch, I think he's got a really good chance in the final. Because YS's team is really good. His team is really, really strong. You're going to see how, like, crazy good Marichka is next run, because I don't think he showed his true potential last night, because I'm pretty sure YST was really tired and was trying to showcase Skrunk more than anything else. The man was trying to do a champion showcase in the middle of his competitive battle. Sorry, Juan. Yeah, they're going to fix him. I did have some good pulls, which is rare for me, Stig. Normally, I'm terrible. I'm awful at champion pulling. Like, normally, it's like awful, awful. I'm really bad. Would Ruzgar passive work with a login champion? Yeah, it will restore it. Yeah, it'll restore it. It's pretty good. Yeah, I think Nazana is now going to have to be built, right? We're going to have a look at the free-to-play in a bit. We're just going to do a little bit here. See if we can get the I need to get the Forge Pass mission done. Yeah, Stig, I was like, what the hell is going on here? I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, 1 epic in 30 ancients. I forgot to check the box id. I run it first to make sure that I haven't broke it, because I've done so many different changes with my champions. I wanted to make sure that it still worked, so. Yeah, those first 30 were pretty awful. I fully managed to create an unkillable first time. Ah, that is amazing, Eric. Congratulations. I bet it feels really good, right? When you build your first clan boss team, it's like game changing. You get really excited. Oh, by the way, guys, I rolled this morning. It's a little bit gross. I'm gonna claim that. Still need to do this. Check this. I need to build a second Geomancer. We had an opportune moment. I need to build a second Geomancer in Reflex. Look at this bad boy. Look at this. One roll from perfection. Is your Fire Knight hard team slow since doing level 25? I haven't even built a proper fine. I was trying to get to 10 G-Man and I haven't gone back since, so. I know, right? That's now my second fastest piece on my account. I have 2 quad rolls. It's so good. Resistance as well. Like, it couldn't get much better. If that was a defense percentage, I'd be like, holy. It's disgusting. I was on a call with Fix earlier. We were doing some website updates. And I was like, just casually rolling. I was like, I wonder if it's going to quad roll. And it just casually quad rolled. I almost like jumped out of my chair. So, but I actually need to rebuild a Geomancer into Reflex for the Iron Twins, because Relentless is kind of like making me fail a few times. So we need to do that, which is great. I think there's nothing I need to do for the fusion right now. I finished the chase earlier. We decided to pull the Ancients in the end. I got tired of waiting for a guaranteed. We're going to do a few tag team, because I still need to do my dailies for tag. I think that's all I need to do, right? Tag team, Crypt. Got to build a Hydra team. Faction Wars boss. Oh, have I got enough oil for an Ascension? Probably not. Okay, we're going to go quickly grab some oil. I've had that oil quest on my free-to-play about 6 days in a row. It's actually annoying, because I can't do Sand Devil yet on the free-to-play. So I've not been able to get the free refill, which kind of sucks. One of my righteous pieces on the main quad rolled a crit damage. Ooh. Yeah, those pieces are going to be really, really good for any sort of new player account. Just getting access to 6-star legendary gear every week. Great. They may not be the best rolls. You might get some flat stats, but hopefully, like, they help. Yeah, Hydra Clash is on tonight. That's why I'm starting early. So I will probably be redirecting to Deadwood once he sets up his stream, which he hasn't done yet. So, yeah, he hasn't set up his redirect yet, so I can't redirect. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye out for that. Mainly because I want to, to be honest, Darky, I kind of want to chill out. This is a bonus stream. I don't normally stream on Fridays, but because we cut it short yesterday and they went on for so long, I couldn't stream afterwards. It was like midnight by the time it finished. So I wanted to make sure I still put in the hours. You know me, I'm a long-term streamer here. So I kind of want to watch it and just chill out a bit because I've been working pretty hard. My Geo does 5 million damage after 50 rounds and ultimate climate. I really is the passive doesn't proc return damage, but it does proc the 3%. Exactly, yeah. If you've got block damage, it still procs the 3%. It should still be good. It should still be enough. The thing you need to remember is Geomancer is much better in Affinity because the Affinity clan boss attacks 4 times, not 1. So even though the multiplier in normal Void clan boss is 1 times 3.6, in Affinity, he attacks 4 times 1. So because you get 4 attacks on Affinity, Geomancer's passive has 4 rolls of that 3%, not 1. So you get a lot more damage on Affinity with Geo. The difference is huge. So what I would recommend, Eric, is if you've got a fully unkillable team and you want a 1 key, always wait for your clan boss to go Affinity with Geomancer. You will get a lot more damage per key. A lot more. Well, if you're doing Ultra Nightmare and your clan isn't dropping it below 50%, I would say maybe you need to swap clan. It's nothing mean against your clan, and maybe you're playing with friends or not, but you're missing out on valuable rewards if you're 1 keying or 2 keying. If you're doing Ultra Nightmare and you're not getting your double chest, that's pretty bad. Yeah, again, it's stuff that really should be told in game that isn't, but the multipliers are different on the non-Void versus the Void clan boss, and it's quite a big difference. That's why, for example, Faultless Defense on... You'll find your team survives a lot longer with Faultless Defense on Affinity because effectively the first hit is going to do 100% and then the subsequent 3 hits are going to get reduced quite a lot, whereas the Void clan boss is just going to hit you once. It's actually quite a big difference. It's massive difference. Any way to make Fire Knight hard with the 2 of them? Probably Loriander. No, I don't necessarily think 10 hard, but a 5 hard could work pretty well. I do wonder, though, if he's just like a poor man's Gory or a poor man Yakal, that maybe you don't really need them if you have Gory and Yakal. Does he really add that much value? I wonder if those other champions are just better. I'm going to be looking to do some work on it to at least try and get like a fast farmable, like finite 5. Because to be honest, I have no interest in doing content for finite hard 10 when the team requires like the same 4 champions. I have no interest in that. Plarium need to fix it or add more champions. Basically, I have no interest in basically saying, hey guys, here's the Giga Kraken team, go do it. Because I don't even have Cardiel, so I can't even do it. I'm pretty sure the last time I checked, the optimizer still has no suggested teams for my account for finite hard 10. That tells you how bad it is. That no one in the community with the same champions that I have got has managed to record it with the optimizer. It's shocking. Yeah, Franox is really good. Franox's A2 hits really hard. You can see it here, right? Watch it go. Boom. Hits really hard. TLDR, I need to do a completely different clan boss team or find a different force DPS. Yes. Fushan is the way to go normally. Yeah, the clan boss calculator is free. If you want to save the links though and support Deadwood, then a premium membership to deadwoodjedi.com is, in my opinion, worth it if you use that calculator a lot, which I do, which is why I pay for it. It's really good. Whisper go brr. You know, if I was in that creator clash, I'd be picking Whisper, right? I'd be all over it. Even if I wouldn't win, I'd be like, no, I'm in. How do I make a 2-1 work with Deacon, Ally Protector, and Counterattack? Deacon outruns the buffs, or Martyr and Nia lose the buff, or one of the others. Honestly, if you're going Counterattack, Tommy, it might be better just to go 1-1 and just get the Counterattack more consistent. You might find it's better, believe it or not. It is the ally attack plus the passive attack in Rob, and also the cleanse with the block debuffs. Because you got to remember the new finite hard boss also places decreased friends and decreased speed, so those debuffs are actually quite problematic. What is that Sand Devil team? Whisper going plus Ultra. Yeah, so basically when there's weaken out on the target, Whisper ignores 100% defense, so she just one-shots it. Franox deals 100% more damage when there are no buffs out on the enemy. The only reason why sometimes it fails is because Riho likes to 3% decrease defense, which if that happens, it means that Whisper doesn't get her extra turn because she only gets her extra turn on the A3 if the target has both decreased defense and weaken. So you can see here now I can't do anything for a while. I'm just waiting. But if it all lands correctly and she doesn't 3% one of the debuffs, it's basically a second, like a 10-second farm consistently. Like here, as long as she doesn't resist anything, we basically go in, give increased crit rate, boom, and extra turn, and we one-shot. The reason why Scar Torsus is in here is I want Whisper to go A3 into A2, and Whisper is built with 70% crit rate, so Scar Torsus gives her the crit rate buff to ensure that the A3 always 100% crits as well. He also has a really fast animation. So, but what is working for Finite Hard to level 6 to auto to 9 mana? Reservoir, Cold Heart, Starg, Helicat, and Ally Attacker. Yeah, but how fast is it, Darky? In my opinion, if a Finite team has to take more than 3 minutes, it's not worth building because I'd rather do 25 and do it faster. That's what it comes down to. You know, there's plenty of finite 10 hard teams that can work. They just take 7 minutes. It's not worth it. It takes too long. Yeah, it's just, to me, that's still too long, right? I can do Dragon 10 hard in 27 seconds. I can do Ice Golem in 2 minutes. I can do Spider in 15 seconds. If I have to do finite in 5 minutes, it's too long. I'd rather just do my 25 in 50 seconds. It's just too long. It's not me being elitist, it's just a waste of my time. I've got better things to do in my life, unfortunately. You know, it's not about me trying to say, oh, it needs to be, everyone should be able to auto farm it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, personally for me, I don't have time to sit here watching it take 5 minutes to eventually kill a boss just to get a 5-star rare. It's just not going to happen. We need to ascend a piece here. Let's ascend one of our new dudes. Boom, 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 boom. What do we got going on here? Should we try that one? Come on then. Crit damage. Ooh, we'll take attack percent. That's good. Right then. Let's put up the little arena track. We haven't used this in a while. Let's use the arena track for tag team. Saf, what masteries are better for Calvalax for clan boss? I would build him with War Master. Oh, he's got a triple hit though. It's a good question. How many times does he attack? That's a lot of attacks. I'd put him in War Master. And I would build him, if he's in a block damage team, down the support tree to try and extend the poisons, like Master Hexer. If he's in a block damage, if he's in an unkillable team, I'd run him down the defense tree to basically get the retribution attacks. Yeah, that's how I'd run him. If he's in a traditional team, definitely the defense tree. So, what is the spider team of 15 seconds? It's basically the Akimtum team before I had to adjust it to make it 100% safe. Brevarks is basically like, it's Akimtum on 25 seconds now. So, I'm allowed to say happy to have hard 6 consistent in that team. The rest is a matter to RSL help and like, yeah, that's fair, but I don't use RSL help at Darky. It's not that I'm saying don't do it. I'm just saying for me personally, I have an issue with things that take longer than 5 minutes to run. If I have to basically auto 5-minute runs, it's too long. You know, it's just too long. That tells me there's not enough variation in the teams. Is someone else saying run times longer because of lags? Yeah, restart your game, Sid. If you have that, restart the game. The game can basically have a lot of memory leaks at the moment, so... What blessing am I using on Seeker? So on my main Seeker, for one clan boss team, I've got 6-star Cruelty. But because I have a 6-star Cruelty on the Man-Eater for my second team, I'm using a Phantom Touch. So... Yeah, it's War Master. What be your advice for an account approach in late game for Traxa? I think she's great for Fire Knight. She's still really good for Arena as well, especially in live Arena. She's pretty good to counter some things. She can hit hard in Hydra as well if you can get it on a dead head, right? She does hit hard. She just probably is more of a specialist for Fire Knight. What speed do you need for Valk and Skull Crusher to work on Clan Boss? Not my specialty. I've not built one of those teams before, so I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. What do you think are we getting at the end of the fusion path for the guaranteed champion? I don't even know we're going to get a fusion path, to be honest. Have they patched auto selling? Hellhades was saying he was having problems with it, so I don't know, is the honest answer. I don't know. I really don't. Right then, let's do a bit of this. What are we going to do? Okay. We're back here. We're going to count one win for every single individual team. So we'll see what we do at the end. We're doing it because there's a tag team tournament, not because we particularly like 3v3 at the moment, because I'm a bit done with arena content. But hey, we'll see. I'll do, I think. Let's go with that. Can you do a video on why Razelvarg should have War Master instead of Giant Slayer? See too many people recommending Giant Slayer for him because he has one triple hitter. I mean, the way you work out War Master versus Giant Slayer, Tommy, is you take the total amount of do we survive it? I think we do. The way you work out War Master versus Giant Slayer is you take the total amount of attacks, divide it with the total amount of... so you basically go something like this, right? Let me just get the Google up. Don't attack me. Are you in the list? I'll have a look. Maybe I attacked you. Sorry, I'll have a look now. So for example, he does... Let me just end this battle here. Oh, whatever. We're gonna get Rotus, but probably won't be too bad. Don't kill my op. Thank you. Ooh. Boop. Nice. We survived it. We didn't get Rotus. Let me do this first, and then I'll just check everything over. I can't remember his cooldowns. What would be a good counter for Ultimate Death Knight in the arena? Bombs, if he's in Stone Skin. Obviously something that disables his passive, like Ramantu, or Time. He has Time. Oh, man. Should be okay, though. Or deleting him, of course. We'll not bash. Like, I bashed him yesterday a lot. We don't need to bash him again today, right? Bashing Ultimate Death Knight should be taken in moderation. Rhonda is a great counter as well. But you got to remember as well, Rhonda is weak affinity. So as much as he's a great... She can block his passive skills. Ramantu would always be better than that because he does... He's void. He can't... Weak... He can do the A2 damage as well. Rhonda can't really kill him because she's weak affinity. You're not in this list, Stig. So how... I can't see you. So I'm not attacking you. Razelvarg. So he's a 3 and a 3, right? So what we do is if we want to work out how... whether Giant Slayer or War Master is better, we go, okay, well, he attacks 1... he attacks 3, 4, 5 times... over 3 turns, and then he's got 3 divided by 3. Sorry, I'm doing this wrong. He's going to attack 1 plus 1 plus 3 2. I need to get this right. A3's got 2 1 turn. Yes, he's going to do a 1 plus 1 plus 3 every rotation. So he's going to do 5 attacks every 3 actions. Yeah. And then he's going to go 1 plus 1 plus 1. So he's going to do 3 attacks every 3 actions. Yeah. Now, that means he's got 1.66%, 1.66 procs and 1 proc here. And then you basically apply it to a 60% versus a 30%. And then you can work out the reverse there. So you can basically see that War Master's 10% stronger. But if you don't use his A2, right, you're actually doing 3. War Master becomes... Giant Slayer becomes stronger. Yeah, because Giant Slayer is 30% if I'm remembering correctly. %30 chance, right? So what you're basically doing to work this out is you're going, how many attacks am I doing in a full rotation that can proc Giant Slayer, right? So Giant Slayer can only proc once. War Master can only proc once. So therefore, I'm doing 3 attacks in a full rotation. Divide that with a number of attacks, and then you do it by times 0.6. And then if you're doing this way, you're basically going, well, I'm doing 2 A1s and 1 A3. So if you're not doing if you're doing an A2 as well, then you're taking 5 attacks in 3 rotations. It's 1.66, but you're getting a 30% chance, not a 60% chance. So you can see that War Master here, this bottom row, has a slightly better return rate. But you always got to remember, if you're close to a tiebreaker, Giant Slayer could always high roll, right? It's probably not the best math. There's probably better maths. This is just a rough way. This is the dirty way that I do it. But for me, on my Razzlevarg, I'm actually doing that. Essentially, I think I'm doing 4, though. Yeah, I'm doing 4. Because he's not booked, right? So, in my rotations, I'm doing this. If I was to do this, you can see that Giant Slayer wins in my setup because I don't use the A2. So I'm getting slightly better odds. Okay? So that's how you do it. So it's not necessarily bad to say that he's not good with Giant Slayer, because if all you use is his A1, then Giant Slayer is better. Or if you use his A1 more than you use his other 2 abilities. But if you are using the A2 as well, then War Master's probably a break even, right? But you could take Giant Slayer if you wanted to try and get more min-max in, because you could high roll a few times. Or you could also low roll, right? There's more variance. What was I saying about debuffs and double hit champions? Yeah, we don't talk about that now. But I am the unofficial QA for Raid right now. Yeah, I mentioned it at the start, Rain. That's why the stream title today is Saf unofficial QA for Raid, because apparently I'm fixing bugs. The channel now is basically the source of all bug fixing. My bad. I apologize if I've upset anyone today. You win some, you lose some. Saf, how long have you been playing Raid? I've been playing for 3.5 years, I want to say. Maybe 3 and a bit. Does War Master proc once per attack or max once per? As in, can War Master proc on the second attack? It's on a skill. So when War Master, when you use a skill, you have a 60% chance on the skill to roll it. It's not per attack on that skill, no. Giant Slayer is 30% per attack. So I use the skill, 60% chance, either it works or it doesn't. There's not multiples there. Well, that's a nasty piece of crap, isn't it? Should we just have we'll have a Cupidus off. I like a Cupidus off every now and then. We'll just boost that like that. It will affect every champion that I talked about. Every champion in that list no longer will probably do it. I think that's what's going to happen. Obviously, until they change it, I can't tell you. But I'm pretty sure they're basically going to nerf the crap out of the effect. They're going to fix it. They're going to make it so that it probably has some sort of like has already happened effect. Something like that. Oh, well, this is rip. That's a win. Right, it's time to have what I'd like to call a Cupidus off. Which Cupidus is going to win today? God knows what. It's going to take a while. The Mortu is going to have a say, probably. We might as well just protect him for now. Oh, she took all my buffs. That's annoying. How come I don't get to... She took the stone skin, but I didn't take the stone skin. Screw you. Stupid crew. Stupid. Oh, let's fight this one as well, I guess. It's probably going to have that. That's probably going to be too fast. It's got double. I honestly don't care. Did that math you did take into account the lower damage from Giant Slayer procs? No. But it shouldn't matter. Because it, Tommy, on Clan Boss it doesn't matter because you do the same damage. Clan Boss is always 75k. Doesn't really matter because it caps it. Oh, for the love that is all that is real in this world. Well, this is a loss. Moving on. Okay, we've survived the 2, not the 3rd. Okay, let's just cleanse all that away. It tried. They did a lot of attempts, but they didn't do it. Okay, well, let's just rip some... No, okay, never mind, we're stone skinning. Stone skin actually kept my Uko alive there. Let's try and... reaction. This one's gonna be a close one. It's okay. We still got it in us. As long as he doesn't ignore the block damage. That's a bit annoying. He does ignore the block damage, and he's got Relentless. Can I get a turn, please, with my champions? Oh my god. I'm not allowed to turn. I'm not allowed to turn. Petrify! What a stupid champion. The question really comes, Tommy, is are you using his A2? If you use his A2, then War Master is probably better. But if you're not using his A2, then Giant Slayer is better. So that's the context here. Can I just... No. Can I just have a matchup where it's not stupid RNG against me? Look at all these tank teams. I'm sure I can beat it, but like, why? Why do these teams exist? Okay, so let's just have a little bit of a Cupidus off. Oh, we can strip some buffs. He needs his increased attack, so let's just take out... Oh, we can't do anything right now because Ultimate Death Knight's in the game! Stupid Ultimate Death Knight! It's alright, we're having an Uko off. Come on in, Cupidus. Let's rock it up. Let's go. Wow, Whip is dead. The long march to successfully winning this. Two's down. This is what I mean by Ultimate Death Knight doesn't win any teams. He's just taking me... It's just taking me time. Put on auto. It's a win. I can even do the counter because I know I've won. He's never gonna actually like result in winning a fight. He's just gonna make it take twice as long. Saf, can you remember when the champion training starts? Probably it's gonna start Sunday, I'd have thought. I don't know for sure though. I realized the OG Death Knight must not like Ultimate Death because he was an arena team, maybe. Hey Saf, whoa, a Friday stream, that's different. Yeah, so I didn't get to stream as much yesterday because of the Hydra draft. So I figured to not let you guys down, I'd do a stream today. Which is why I'm here. Can we lock people out? Yeah. I want to do. Never mind. Okay. Can I do anything? Well, let's just try. No. I don't get to play the game for a while. Oh, that did some work. Maybe eventually Uko's going to get a stun off here. You know what's coming next? The big nuke. Oh, what? It's alright though, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. That's awkward. That's awkward. Win. Stone skin for you and stone skin, but I can hopefully just annihilate. Yes. There's a revive coming. Nothing much I can do about that. But I can stop you from taking a turn. And I can just... Damn it. I was hoping to get the block buffs in before I proc the percent. That's depressing. I was kind of hoping to get the... I was kind of hoping to get the block debuffs in before he put his unkillable down. I can get rid of stuff now. I may have enough turn meter for this. He may not be fast enough. Yeah. Whoa. It's a win. Triple win. Just kill him. So I'm not sure if you covered this yet, but the raid, yeah, I have covered it, Taff. They are fixing what I found. Technically, I didn't find it. Member of the community found it, but, you know, the video that I put out there, unfortunately, I've ruined a lot of people's fun. Sorry. I take responsibility for it and say sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. Right? Can't win everything. Why would you want me to do that? It shouldn't proc. If it did, it's a bug. It shouldn't proc. I can just do this. Proc Resurgent. Ah. Ah. Really? Raid's gonna ruin me. Torments. Ah, Torment. This is so much to ask every now and then for my Uko to actually be useful and stun the target that I need stunned. Thank you. Right. You're being useful now. Probably... Oh, it's good. When he's sheeped, I can't get frozen. I might actually get some turns in here. Right. Kill the ray off. There we go. Awesome. You just gave him a free turn. Smack you for some damage. Stun? Nope. It's fine. Win. Win. Oh boy. Oh boy. Wow, that's a squishy Rhodas. He did not do as much damage as I expected. We kind of got to wait for the stone skin. On both of them. It's really sad. We're going to wait for the stone skin on both. Which is why I'm not ally attacking right now, because what's the point? Now we can ally attack. Once we've got rid of his stone skin. There we go. Now we can do stuff. Now we can have fun. Oh boy. Right, one down. It's a little bit awkward here. think we're okay. I'm kind of being a bit focused here because I don't know. I think we're okay. I just want AoE, get rid of that. Yeah, we are. Win. Just auto. Are we talking about Uko double chance proccing when they fix it? Yeah, exactly, Almir. So they're basically going to make it so now that... I think they're going to make it that artifact sets can only work like War Master, right? When you use a skill, you have a chance to use it once, and that's it. It's not going to work on per damage effect. It's going to work on per skill effect like it should do. I think that's what they're going to do. Could be wrong, but I would imagine that's the way they're going to get around it. Don't really know what this team is. I'll be honest, I don't really know what this team is. It's weird. Like, normally if you have Astrolith, you have it with like a 2-Hanorach to spread the buffs. Torment passive, 30% chance minus. Every time I'm against Torment, it's 3%. Yeah, I mean, it's nasty, right? Just imagine being 4 stages from Lydia and the new crypt comes out. Oh, I know. Although, I will say, I will try and do, Alex, a bit of a power ranking of all the epics. The Poison Placer, I think, gets... No. For Poison Explosion, I'm pretty sure, Tom, it's the Exploder, because the way that Poison Explosion does... Poison Explosion takes all the poisons and deals direct damage. If it's an activator, I think it's the person who places the poison gets it. If it's an exploder, it's the person who explodes it. Because essentially the poison explosion becomes like fuel for the damage. Whereas an activator just initiates the poison debuff. No, I think Uko in stun set is still good, Sammy. It's just not going to be 18% twice, right? It's just going to be same as before. It's not any better. Provoke set Uko is still really strong. It's just not going to be as strong. What do you think the theme of the next Fusions kit will be? I'm thinking it'll be some sort of wave control. Hard to tell, really. I think probably that Gnoot guy or something, or whatever he's called, the dwarf that you see in the trailer, looks pretty good. I think he's probably going to be a fusion. Oh, what do I want to fight? I guess we'll just fight that. Have some fun. Let's go with that. What's the worst that could happen? I think I've missed a few on my counter. I think I won that last one as well, didn't I? Should be 11-4. When did they fix it? Well, they haven't yet. It's coming in the next patch whenever they get around to fixing the artifacts. For sure I'm going to lose these matches, by the way, because I shouldn't have thought this. It's a bad matchup. Get back around to my skills eventually. Oh, Lord above. There we go. She came back and she died instantly. Put that on him. No damage. Take her out. It's another win on the board. Question up. Let's say you run Artak in a stun set in Spider and Trunder. He goes before Trunder to stun them, then Trunder A3 and the A1. Then you use Epic Champions that extends the then activate. I mean, it sounds hella confusing. Can you just not A3 into A2? have no idea what's going on. There's so many things happening. Everyone's frozen. Everyone's like stunned. Nobody can do anything. Okay. Probably should have revived. I'll be honest. I made a mistake there. He's going to steal my buffs. That's okay. It's kind of ropey-dopey, but we're okay at the moment. I should probably do that now. Just to get some... There, and we can go with that. Into that. We're good. It's another win. Thought I was going to lose all these. My Silver Watches team at the moment is King, Alcapat, Green Warden, Ruak, Ruella, Misty Dave, and Lockwine. Yeah, I think Mr. Adadithi is going to be the hard carry. I'll be honest. I think he's going to be the number one Silver Watcher epic. If you have him, he's the one you use, right? Who needs a fusion when the free legendary is Supreme Void, right? Yeah, he's really good. Nizana's going to be great. We'll be jumping on the free to play probably in about 20 minutes. Another win. We need to have a look. We probably need to have a look now in terms of what we do on the free-to-play. I'm not really sure how to approach it. Well, the problem with Roxanne Grat is you just can't get the right setup at the right time because of the way that the Veil works. There's no consistency with a champion, and consistency kind of kills champions if you don't get it. Like, if you can't get a champion doing what you want it to do regularly and reliably, you tend to find that that champion doesn't get used. Saf, do you bring a weakened champion to help Whisper? Normally, yeah. She can do it, but it's helpful to bring someone with her. Otherwise, she's going to struggle. Right, so we need to beat a Faction Wars boss. Let's do that quickly. We might as well bring you out. You in. Scranky Boy's good. I feel that's kind of good. Let's do that. Mycilia Priest Dawn is tanky as well, but I just think I think Mr. Adadithi is going to be the carry. Question for you. If the optimizer only suggests Cardial Ninja teams for Ultra Nightmare for me instead of Bat Eater, is it because I have gear for that comp? It's probably just because you have champions. It's not assessing whether you can build that team. It's assessing whether you can create that team, right? You've got to make the decision as to whether or not you can build the team based on your own gear. So it's probably suggesting that because that team is likely to have been the highest damage. If you sort your team based on if you basically use the default, it's going to find the hardest hitting team for that, and the Cardiel will always be the hardest hitting team. Is basically the TLDR. So that's probably why it's suggesting it. Not necessarily because you can build it, but because that's likely to have been the highest damage. Basically, I just get 4 burns on each spider to give them the best chance to land a burn by running both Trunder and R-Tack and then activate and one-shot the spider. You could do that. Yeah, I guess. What weakened champion do I use? You can use someone like Venus. You can use a Lydia. You can use Bellinor. You can use... Rhea and the Conjurer is a free epic in the Doom Tower. You can use that one. You can use Baracus as a weaken. You can use someone else as a weaken as well. I can't remember. But those are the ones that I tend to use. Yeah, I don't know what to do with Sissia, I'll be honest. I don't know if she actually adds any value to my teams. Because I've already done Spider 10 hard, and the Spider 20 is not going to use Sissia. I kind of already have an Ice Golem with Dreng, although I think Dreng is going to get replaced by R-Tack on my main account. Because I think R-Tack will do it faster than Dreng. Yeah, I don't really know. The problem you're going to have with Miracle Heal as well with this R-Tack guy is Miracle Heal only works on the value of healing you actually do. So you're never actually going to restore any healing with Miracle Heal. It's kind of sad. Unless he needs healing. So I might swap, like, I might try Oella in Miracle Heal if I'm running Artak in Ice Golem. So I don't really know what to do with Sisia. I don't even know if I need her. Let's have a look. Let's have a look if there are any new teams being suggested in the optimizer for me while we're doing Faction Wars here. No, Nico, it sounds great. It sounds interesting. I can see where I can see the logic. And if I can see the logic, it's worth exploring. So, right, what are we doing here? Change to display, team optimizer. So let's have a look. I'm pretty sure the fastest team is still going to be Stultus. So that one's out. Let's have a look at Ice Golem, Hard, 10. Yeah, no Sisia teams there. Fire Knight, Hard, let's just go normal 25 for second. No Sisia teams there. Well, there is Ruella's coming up. I do think Ruella is really strong. I'm pretty sure there's still no Fire Titan. Still none. How crazy is this? My account has no recommended teams for stage 10 hard. 0. And I also have Valkyries. 0. 0. Spider, hard 10. That's a bug. We do get a Sisia team at 16 seconds, so it's recommending maybe Sisia's for here. But really, why would I change the team? It runs consistently at 25 seconds. I'm not going to build a champion to save 5 seconds. It's not worth it. So yeah, like, where else would you use her? Hydra, maybe? Pretty good for Hydra, I guess. Pretty good for Hydra. Yeah, it's the Cardiel I don't have. That's why it's not showing up. But it just kind of goes to show you, right? There is 0 teams. On my account, it's got a lot of legendary champions. But because it doesn't have the Cardiel, 0. Take a peek at Hydra comps. Okay. Let's just pick rotation. I know 4. Nightmare. Zero teams are using Sakia. Oh, there's one. Might use her in a B team. Yeah, I agree, Mullet. It's not... Do you know what, Mullet? It's not that I think it's overtuned. I just think it's too tuned for the quality of Freeze champions that are out here. I feel like you need better Freeze champions if you're going to make it possible like that. Because if you had better champions, then you might be able to do it. But because you have, like, so few champion options, it's overtuned. Because you don't have the diversity. Snicky is great. Snake Track is OP. Snake Track is very good. Never question the Snake Track. Snake Track can do a number. Oella, look, Oella's doing work. So my plan at the moment for Hydra is I've got a Nightmare team. I think the Nightmare team is pretty stacked, right? I'll show you the Nightmare team now after we do this. What do you think of MTT Jedi's Hydra team? Yeah, it's pretty good. It's very dependent on Taras, right? But at the same time, it just shows you how strong Tua Messia can be in Hydra. Tua Messia is a very strong champion as well. He also had some incredibly high speeds, right? That's not a very accessible team for a lot of players. Like, he probably has put all of his good gear on just that one team. So reproducing that whilst also having a relevant account for other content is probably very difficult. Yeah, personally, Mullet, what I would do is I would run it at the difficulty of around about stage 7, I think it is, Mullet. Where it's like 18 stacks and 200 speed. I think that's fine. Or you basically run it at 21 stacks, but you run it at like 150 speed. Don't put it at 250 speed and 21 stacks. That's the problem. You basically limit the amount of champions you can run. So... Well, the irony, Stico, is on the test server, they actually had it at 150 speed. And then came out afterwards in the live instance and added 100 speed to it. So I wonder if in the development cycle, it was meant to be 150 speed, and somewhere along the lines, it got changed from 150 speed because it wasn't originally on the test server. From what I'm understanding, that's what was told to me. That it got changed. Yeah, exactly, Mullet. I think if you made it like 200 speed, 18 stacks, then freeze becomes a viable option. Lots more champion diversity and variety. Like if I look at my account here, and I was to go at Team Optimizer... Oops. There we go. If I was to go look at Fire Knight Stage 6... 78 teams. Much more respectable 2-minute 38. I could probably push that faster with better gear. But you've got, look, Michinaki's coming in. You've got more diversity. Stage 7. Probably less teams, but I'm still getting 9 teams, right? Again, look at the speed increment. These are not reasonable speeds. Nobody can ever run these of a decent farm. I'm aiming for like stage 5, I'll be honest. I'll probably see if I can put together at least a stage 5 team that can farm under 2 minutes. Much more options. I have a Spider 10 easy team where they 40 to 130 minute 100% clear RNG on time is Fushan if he gets his decreased defense. Nice. 5-star chicken. We need to use a Hydra key and we need to use a clan boss key, so let's have a look at those. I could do stage 5. I've already done stage 5 Kessel. I've cleared up to stage 7 and then we got hard stuck by the affinity, right? Gory went negative affinity and then it just became really hard. We're winning this. I will probably push this tournament tomorrow to go all the way up to the 5 Essence because I haven't got a crazy person in my team. Essentially to get the tier 1 Soulstone for sure. So my plan for Hydra is at the moment, I've got a Nightmare team. It was a bit annoying last night, I'll be honest. I was doing it whilst the stream was on. Deadwood hasn't scheduled his stream. Has he or no has he? Let's have a look. YouTube Deadwood. Oopsie daisy.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Loud. I'm trying to see if he's scheduled his stream yet. Oh, he has. Okay, give me a second. I just need to set something up. There we go. There we go. Hey, Rodrigo, we have just been talking about a bunch of different things, and I've done a bit of tag team. I'm just finishing up some dailies. We're just going to talk about now what I plan to do with my Hydra teams, because I need to make a move, basically. I want to try and start doing Nightmare Brutal hard, rather than Nightmare hard normal, to help the clan out. So that's what I want to look at. Yeah, I think so, Martin, maybe. Who knows? What is a reasonable attack stat for a late game attack and nuclear in arena? Anything over 5,000 attack for a late game. End game, anything around 7,000. 6,500 to 7,000 is a late game, is end game. But late game, anything over 5,000 should be good enough. It depends on the base stat as well, right? So some champions are good nukers, but their base stat is a lot lower, but their multiplier makes up for it. So don't always exclusively go, how much attack do I need? It's also balanced off with crit damage and multipliers and a bunch of different factors, right? Yeah, I don't really know. Like, sometimes my tag team tournaments are like what you say, right? There's like 12,000 points. It can happen. But if there's an easy win, I'll try and win it. Is it worth booking Septimus for Sand Devil? Septimus is a great champion anyway. I use him in my Spider 20 team. I use him for clearing some of the waves in Doom Tower boss floors. I use him in my Griffin 90 team just to help me kill the boss. He's a great champ. Yeah, no helper must be awful. I kind of dealt with it differently, Jessica, but don't shout at me. I'm a bad, filthy whale because I bought the Gaelic pack. So I have 1,655 auto battles. I'm a bad person. The Gaelic packs were so good though for energy, and I need energy. I need to run stuff, so 17,000 energy is a lot. A lot of energy. So I kind of bought that because I don't use RSL help half the time. Do you think they'll ever fix Gory's passive? What's wrong with Gory's passive? What's wrong with Gory's passive? He just counterattacks. Do you know any use of Cillian? Cillian's actually quite a strong single target hitter. He can be quite annoying in arena. The Septimus. Septimus, I'll be honest, is nothing special. He's just in he's basically in either Savage or Lethal. In here, he's in Lethal, and he's at 6.6k attack, 239% crit damage. It's good enough. Oh, doesn't it? Well, that's kind of bad. I'll have to look into that. Seeing as though I'm now the official QA Twisted Sky, I'll see if I can do a video to get it hot fixed for you, right? Do you think the new faction wars can be done with epics only? I honestly think, Rodrigo, that I'm pretty certain that Mistrider Dicey will be able to clear all the way up to like stage 14 solo. I'm like 99% certain you can. Then you throw in probably Ruella for like increased speed to help you out. If you've got a Wiranon, you get a bit of a revive. You know, Nia will help keep you alive. If you put her in Guardian set, you'll get this heal passive going off. So a team of like Nia, Kellen, Dicey, Ruella, Ornn, Wiranon should be able to do it all. Easily. If you want, you can throw in Dwedan to force a taunt and a counterattack with some shielding and healing. You could always throw in a Cormac if you want a... if you don't have a Dicey. But I think Dicey's better than him, because Dicey does increase attack. So it means he'll do more damage. I'll let you know how good Ender is on the free-to-play. I got a feeling Ender will be built on the free-to-play. Lockwine, I don't really know about this guy. I think he's a bit weird. I'll try him out. I want to try and do a video that's going to be like a tier list of the best options for Faction Wars, right? This guy's not terrible. Kate will be quite good as well because you'll get some raw damage, but not that amazing. Really, you're going to want to look for a Dicey and an Ornn combo. But I'm okay because nobody's going to kill my team. I'll be honest, I could put Elva and Oella together and the boss can't kill them. Like, these two together, nobody's dying. My team will never die. It opens in July, so it'll probably be not next patch, the patch after. So not the next patch window, which is the start of next month. It'll be the one after that. So probably about 6 weeks from now. But yeah, I mean, Right, look at this combo. Where is it? Have I got any silver keys? Yeah. Like, this combo here is just obnoxious. I don't have any silver keys. Can you do Hydra? Let me just show you quickly why these are going to be not obnoxious. Can I pick a team that's not going to one-shot me? That is not go crazy. Let's go with this. I haven't really got any other factions built up for there. We could put this here just for the trolls. Hey YST, Are you proud of your victory? Showing off Skrank. Look at this. Watch these two now. Like, let's just put it on auto. Will they die? Ooh, you got it close. Nope. Just like, you see what I mean? Like, I literally I'm gonna auto farm it. It's gross. These two are just they're too strong. They can go in literally all content and they will never die. They're way too strong. They only die when they get burst. And even then, they don't get burst because the burst just gives me more continuous heals. Like, you know, she didn't do anything. I just think it's gonna be so good. When they're in the right some mod view. That's a good point. Hang on. There you go, YST. Yeah, she's really good. I have mine in Frenzy, though, Castle. Mine's in Frenzy. She's in Frenzy, like, she's just built for tanking. She's not in, like, the craziest Frenzy gear. Just in decent Frenzy gear. Speed, defense, accuracy main. Bit of revenge. She's just nuts. She's just crazy. I don't have King Alkpa. He's the one I don't have, actually. I have pretty much... I got Ruark, which is a bit pointless. I've got the two, because I got Elva from Guaranteed and Noella the Fusion. And then I just picked up all the epics. I was hoping to get Creodon today, and I didn't get it, which I'm kind of disappointed with. Do you think it's worth to take a game build an Aneri for Sand Devil? Aneri for Sand Devil is great. Really good. But you could also go the Chronum solo route with Jamasa if you wanted to do your referrals, if you wanted to save your Aneri and your gear. So, yeah, I do run it for some places. I think I run it for for Iron Twins. Not Iron Twins, Ice Golem. It's handy to have for Ice Golem. What other gear would I put her in? Regen, Guardian, the new she's probably a good candidate, as someone said, for the new Forge Pass set, this Righteous set, where you get like 40 resist and 10% speed. It's a pretty good option. You build her a bit like Siphi, right? She is a bit like a baby Siphi, baby Krisk style setup, where you want her to go first because you get 30% turn meter fill and increased resistance, and then you get a buff extension. I actually think she's a bit like a baby Krisk. You get 100% decreased speed. You get increased resistance, you get buff extension, you get massive amounts of healing. It's a bonkers champ. My problem is that I don't want to take equip. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you keep that there, you can run some different options. Like if you've done your Chronum, he's a great option. So I like her at 251 speed. Like I basically run her in this team. And you'll see now. They just never die. The game is got a lot of learning, Cody. It's a lot of learning, and even I learn things even now after 3 years. So don't be afraid to ask questions, and don't be worried if you are not sure or feel like you don't know what you're doing. Half the time I don't sometimes. I do have a Krisk. I don't even know if he's still built though. Be able to use him. Yes, I do Acrobat. I'll show you. I'll show you it now. But look how much that these guys are just going to keep people alive. It's gross. It's actually a problem because I want Seer to die quicker than she dies. It takes Seer a while to die. Because Seer is 6-star awakened, so the 50% passive kicks in. It's kind of annoying. This is where I think this is going to be one of the best spots for the new login champ with Hydra, because you've got 3 allies. You can see the problem here. I'm only activating 1 burn. If I was activating 3 burns, look how quicker this would go. Because you don't proc his passive when you activate burns. You build him exactly the same way as you build Dreng. Super tanky, super HP. He's going to go at 100 speed faster. He's going to go at 100 resistance. I would even maybe consider bringing another burner with him, so that he doesn't need to use his A3 to restore his maximum HP. So you get faster resistance and speed with it. I think he will make this team... Oh, he took a big crit here. Don't worry. We're going to fully heal in a second. Ready for it? Boom. It's so strong. It's nuts. Dreng's got 100,000 HP nearly. And she just fully healed him. Look how much continuous heals he's got going on him. It's bonkers. This team cannot die. It cannot die. Are you sure his passive won't activate when he takes damage from the minion's HP burns? Yeah. What I'm saying is, Tommy, get him down to 0%, then don't use his A3, right? So basically, get the activation so you get the full stack of his passive and use a separate burner. So he runs at 300 speed, so you get more A1 and A2s rather than the A3. That's what I'm saying is a strategy you might be able to use. Or another idea I actually have, which I think is quite big, like very crazy, is what if you run debuff extensions, right? What if you run champions to extend debuffs, like a Supreme Kale or a Dark Kale? So you basically get activation with 2 extensions. You never need to burn again. Dark Kale, actually, now that I think about it, Dark Kale with Artak might be absolutely giga broken here. Oh wait, he's immune to poisons. Oh, it's a shame. If we could have poisoned the boss, we could have stopped the crit rate. No, we need AoE extension. We need champions that basically AoE debuff extend. Yeah, basically someone who extends HP burns or all debuffs by 1 turn. The only thing you got to be careful of is you don't want damage. You want to avoid damage. You can see there, I cannot die with this team. He's really strong. It's a pretty good piece. I'm gonna have a look now. We're gonna pull up the powers. Are you interested in an idea to fix Fortis? You can. I'm always interested in what people say for different fixes, but I can tell you the fix for Fortis would be to make it work like Solus's works. That's all that needs to happen. Code it the same way as Solus's A3 and it fixes the champion. So what we want to find is instance. Yeah, I'll show you the build now. Instant AoE enemy. Want to increase debuff duration. AoE or relation producer effect. So we've got Aox. When we get attacked, it randomly does it. Not so great. Corvus. Corvus would be great. Don't have him. Dark Kale is definitely there. Ereneris. Jane. Flesh Tearer. Gnishak. That's conditional. That's not as good. Tila obviously increases the duration of all HP burns. Tila's an option. I mean, we could do Theodore. I mean, you could you actually do Theodore, Artak, and just nuke the boss? Could you do that? would you do that? Yeah, I mean, Fortis is fine one-winged. It's not going to be good for Arena because you can't trust the fear. But for PvE, it would be fine. Supreme Kill would be a great option. Charney, not 100%. Akemtum for Hex. Leburger, Poison. I mean, I feel like Theodore Artak. Double Theodore Artak, Jessica, yeah. Double Theodore Artak. Because Theodore doesn't attack. That's why he's so good. He doesn't attack when he does it. So Theodore Artak, you get basically 2 burn extensions with Artak's A1 and Theodore's A1 before he activates. And you also get double activation. Like, how much activation do you need to kill the boss, right? The boss can't heal. The boss is going to take the 3% burn. So in order to do it, you need 100 divided by 3, which is like just over 3. So we need like 34. So 34 divided by 3. So we need 11, just over, so 12 activations, right? We need 12 activations. So you'd need to go yeah, you need 12 activations. You could probably knock it down to 11, assuming you're going to do a little bit of bonus damage, right? But let's just say we need 12. So you're going to go A3 to set it up. Then to basic, so the turn order would be basically A3 Artak. Then you want to go Theodore A2. What's Theodore's A3? Is it Theodore's A3 or A2? A3, A2. Theodore. Increase the duration of poison, burn debuffs on all enemies by turn and instantly activates any poison burns. And you get a weaken. Ooh. Oh, not under burn. Sorry, never mind. Ignore me. We don't really care about that. Increased speed is fine. Decreased speed is okay. So you'd basically go Theodore A3. It's on a cooldown of 3 turns. Artak is on a 3 turn. So what I'm going to do here is let's do this. Burn duration, okay? So let's not worry about Hexa. He's going to put it on for 2 turns. So 2. Theodore is going to put it to 3, then activate. So 2. Artak then comes in with I think we do A1. I don't know if we could code it like that. I don't think you can. You'd have to open with A2. Kind of sucks. Maybe you could just do... So we'd need... Weaken doesn't matter because Weaken isn't going to improve the burn damage, right? We don't really care about Weaken. Activations, I don't think could be 3%ed. Oh, I suppose it could. I don't know. I've never thought about that. Hello, cat. You want attention? Come on then. Oh, the cat's kicking me out of the chair a sec. So, yeah, this is how a genius. So I'm just trying to think now. Ideally, what we want Artak to do is A3, A1, A2. Because we want to get that extra burn duration, but we can't because you can't program an AI to do that. You'd have to open with A1. I'm just thinking, can we get another burner in here and still get Lydia Seer cleansed? We'd probably only need 1 healer. I wonder if we can just survive with... I wonder if we can basically make a team that's basically Elva, Theodore, Artak, Seer. Yeah, I mean... We need the Renegade for the reset. Like Renegades. So we'd have to go Artak A2. Which is going to put it on a 2 turn. Let's just do activation count. Here. 0, 1. Equals subtotal. 9. activations. Bit of basic math here. So our attack's going to do another one there. Times 3. Then we need 12. Oops. So our attack comes in with A2. Theodore, we could just basically tell him to do A2, give us increased speed. That would go to 1 turn now. 1, 0. Our attack would come in with his A1 here. He'd put it back up to 2, hopefully. Although it's 50-50, so we can't depend on it. So we'd have to basically just hope that didn't happen. So let's just say he never extends it. And then Theodore comes back in with his A1. By now they've taken turns, so we lose it. I feel like we need another extension. Who would I replace? I would probably... what I would probably do is this, Jessica. Do you have a Calvalax, Jessica? Do you have a Calvalax, Jessica? I think we also do this. Not Oella. We go Oella. No, because Renegade would be on a long cooldown, Alex Rue. No Calvalax, that's a shame. So basically, if you put a Poisoner here, these two will basically carry you through. So you put him in a stun set, right? And you will find that the double Theodore will wave clear, right? Look what happens when I use my Theodore here. I was trolling around with Dragon earlier for Night Revs. Right, watch this. This is what you would do, Jessica. Imagine Fortis here was in a stun set. This is what you would do. Imagine 2 Theodores doing this. People say Fortis is bad. Yeah. Fortis is there to be the... Fortis is basically Theodore's punching bag. He's there to take the single target hits from the waves so that Fortis doesn't get attacked. Because he's got his passive, right? So he's just going to go full heal. And then, yeah, so he's there for control, right? But if you imagine you had Artak or Theodores in a couple of stun sets, the wave will get stunned. But you can see here what Theodore struggles with is sustaining the poisons. But if you have 2 Theodores doing it, double extension, double activation, like they're gonna get more poisons out. But that's stage 4 hard duoed. Doesn't need to be Fortis. It's a framework, right? Yeah, I was thinking it's cool actually. I wonder how good it could be if Fortis with like on stage 10 hard, whether or not I could keep them alive with Fortis in a deflection set to try and get the poisons going. Because the biggest challenge is feeding poisons, because I don't have a Calvalax. If I had a Calvalax, this would be like, I could do stage 10 in like probably a minute, maybe less. I actually could just do this, right? I could just throw in... Yeah, I got a Stultus. Stultus is in my normal team, Hydro. I just thought about it. I was only thinking about it before because obviously it was Night Revenant only tournament, so I couldn't use it there. Yeah, we could just do that. Like, obviously, Calvalax here would speed this up so much because I'd have poisons. What I would also have is like a Toxic Set Akimton potentially. So that I could proc Toxic Set off Akimton's passive to try and get some more poisons fed. Zaf, you have a link where your builds are shared? Yeah, it's in Discord. If you should be Darky, you should be if you're a minion, there's a channel with all my link in. No, Stultus doesn't need deflection set. Its passive is deflection. It's kind of nutty, really. What about Thalesia? Thalesia would be an interesting option. I have seen the news, Mark. So yeah, so the problem I think we've got here is if you have double Theodore, you could basically drop the Seer Renegade and go just Theodore wave clear and just kill the wave that way by using the Theodore A3s. But I think we can't depend. If we could get the Artak extension here, the thing is, by this point, the boss would have taken a turn. And you can see we're 6 activations lower. So you're going to have to use the A3 on Artak, right? But that's okay. I actually think Artak Theodore is monstrous. I can imagine Artak Theodore is going to be crazy for Ice Golem. It might be super, super fast. How the deflection set works for passive. Well, it's kind of like saying, how does someone walk through the door that's already open? They just walk through it, right? It doesn't do anything. Should you empower Elnarl to be useful? I don't really know if you have use for 2. 1 is good. What's a minion? If you are a member of the YouTube channel, if you've got a membership, you can join the Discord and request a role. Why is Griffin able to strip Brogni Shield? He's not, but he's able to break it with damage. He can't steal a Brogni Shield. So yeah, so I think like Artak Theodore is going to be bonkers on Ice Golem. It's much faster, right? Just burst it down. You need 12 activations. Just the setup of A3 into A2 into A1. You're already getting 6 activations. If you run another Theodore, right? So imagine you ran this. In Jessica's situation, right? We do that, we do that, we do that. Then we go Theodore A2, Artak A2, or Artak A2 here. Go 1, another activation. You've already nearly killed him in 1 rotation of Artak A3, Theodore A3, Theodore A3, Artak A2. They're almost already dead. So it should do what Sissia does, Taran. It should activate all enemies burns once. So it should activate 3 burns, essentially, because the burns will attack all enemies. So you should have 1 times... So the one ally should do 3% to all enemies. The other ally will do 3% to all enemies. The other ally will do 3% to all enemies. That's exactly how it works with Sissia, right? When Sissia activates all burns, all enemies take 3% damage, so you get that big burst. When you watch the 10 seconds run on Spider 10 hard with Sissia, you'll see that she basically just pushes the boss HP down. It's 3%. HP burn is 3% of the target's HP. So yeah, Jessica, you've got a pretty comfortable Ice Golem. You probably don't even need a Weller. If you're fast enough and you can tank 1 hit from the Ice Golem, you could probably go Theodore, Artak, Theodore, reset, and just go boom, boom. Because you only need 1 rotation, right? You only need double Theodore to activate twice with an Artak A2. You probably could do it with double Theodore. You probably don't even need Artak, right? It's just Artak will mean that you can do it in 1 rotation rather than 2. I mean, I could even go Theodore, Sisia, right? Now, I could probably do that. Because I got Sisia. Ooh, Sisia's 3 turns. Ooh, is she normal affinity as well? She's void. Ooh, Sakia. Oh, yes. Here's the idea. Here's the idea. The only thing is, can I get the wave? I don't kill the wave, let's see. Can I kill the wave? Let's see. Do we just don't bother with a Weller? Maybe we go Seer. Renegade. Yeah, but she won't hit that hard if you do no damage. Like, if you just literally build her with no damage, she won't hit that hard. So what I'm thinking is, if we basically went Sisia A3, that gives us a 3 burn duration. Then Sisia A2. That gives us a 2 turn but 1 activation. Then we would come in with Theodore's A3. That gives us a 3, still a 2 with a 1. Then we come in with Artax's A1. Open with his A1 to extend it back up to a 3 turn, but no activation. Then we come in with Sisia's A2, A1. She'll hit the side enemies, which has a further chance of extending it, which still could be 3. Then Theodore's going to come in with his A2 for increased speed. We're still at 3. Then we're going to have Artax's A2, which is going to be a 2-turn cooldown. We'll drop 2, but we'll have another activation. And then we'll come back in with a Sisia. How much is the cooldown on Sisia here? It's a 4 turn. So Sisia's going to have to A1 again. But if we run a tanky Relentless Sisia, we might be able to get back round to her A3. At this point, we'd still be on 2. And then we'd have Artax come in with his A1. Extend again to a 3, and then we would have Theodore probably come back in with an A3, pushes it back to 3 with another artifact. So if we can survive this rotation, we could do it really quick. We could do it extremely quick. We don't want counterattacks. Counterattacks slows it down. But Relentless Sisia, obviously as well, like my Theodore, is in refresh. Theodore is... Where's Theodore? Here. He's got a refresh ring, which helps. You know, I could even look to push him over to like a HP. Double accuracy. Oh, wrong way. Frustrating. It's actually better. I lose the revenge, but it's kind of better. Wait, I've got a... That's an attack. That's the problem. You kind of want HP, right? These are not so great. Oh, we have an accuracy banner as well. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord above. We could go triple refresh. That's huge. Bit off topic. What's the question? So, Artax in Relentless for Revenge, access for Hydra. Yes, if you're not using him, Hydra stun set, I think, is where he's going to be best. Stun set with Harvest Spear to help him heal, because I don't think he's ever going to heal otherwise. No, because it's the way it's going to go is we'll have to think about buffs as well, right? Because where are we going to get the buffs from? Because we got to run... Do we run regen? How many turns are we going to have here? So the likelihood is that's 1 turn. So if we just highlight this a second, that's 1 turn. That's probably 2 turns. We need to survive 3 attacks, basically. Right, we would need to run that stun set. We would need to be able to survive 3 attacks. So it's whether or not we can build tanky champions without needing without needing regen, because like my Seer is strong, but she'd need some buffs, right? She can't just do it without. Like right now, if I go in here, so there's a shield set already. Normally I need buffs, right? This is enough, probably. This is enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Obviously, I got a bolster set, which is a bit dumb. That's just about enough without bolster. But I don't know. I don't care about the energy right now. Whether or not, like, I can do it with just, can I just do it with 1 buff? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. See? So I'm close, but not quite. So 6 buffs is not enough. I would need 7 buffs probably. So at best, we're going to have 1, 1. So we could put a Renegade in a shield set for 5. We can open Theodore's A2 for speed buff. So we would have the 10. So that would be enough there. Right? And then wave 2, we could open with... Oh, we can open with Sisia's A2. Can we? Yeah. So what we would do is we'd make Sisia the fastest. We would open with A1 here, so no buffs. Boom, boom. So we basically go Sisia open here. Theodore opens with A2, so everyone gets increased speed. And then we would one-shot it. Actually, we wouldn't even need it, would we? We wouldn't even need it because we've got... we got Sisia's A2. We got Sisia's A2. We're looking at how we could best use Artak. Sisia's A2. Drops defense, right? With weaken. I don't even need the decreased defense. I don't need the decreased defense. No, they're void. It's stage 10. Everything's void on stage 10. Isn't it, Darky? Everything on stage 10 is void. They're all void champions. But I don't need the decreased defense because if you saw there, I'm one-shotting them already without decreased defense or weaken out. I'm guaranteed to get the weaken unless I 3%. And I'm guaranteed then to get the decreased defense as long as I've done some burns. So on wave 1, I already kill it nearly with 6 buffs. Without anything. So Theodore is going to give... I don't even need the weaken. Because all I can do is open Theodore. A1 Sisia, open Theodore. Renegade, and then say nuke. Yeah. Nuke there. Because we've got 10 buffs. That's all I need. And then wave 2, we can, if we want to, go A3. A2. Because that'll reset then. Theodore is going to go A1. Seer is going to need to go A2. Renegade reset. Yeah, so we'll have decreased defense and weaken. Sisia can then come out with A1. Theodore's going to go A2. So we're going to hit 5. 5. Nuke. Yeah, then we get to the boss. And... Renegade and Seer can die. We just need to keep these 3 alive for 3 turns. We're looking at Ice Golem with Artak. I think champion training... If champion training tournament is during CVC, that's great because you can use books. Hopefully it is. So it's can we keep the Theodore, Artak, and Sisia alive for 3 turns without any support? That's the question. Considering our attack is going to be at 50% HP almost immediately, or very close to it, it's going to be quite challenging. Yeah, we can throw a bolster set on them. The only thing is, if we use bolster, we can't steal the shield from Renegade. So we would need more buffs, which would be a problem. But that doesn't mean we can't rely on the decreased defense and weaken. It just means that there's more risk that we fail. Because if we 3%, then maybe we don't kill the wave in one go. So a normal shield set would be better than bolster. Right, a normal shield. Everyone's in 420 resistance, else the decreased defense will kill you. Yeah, that's not a problem, Darky, because essentially I don't need damage. I just need survivability, right? I can utilize either Cecia's accuracy aura if I want to try and supplement the accuracy with instead. Or if I want to, I can go towards the Seer aura for 40 res. Or I can go towards the Renegade aura for 40 res. It's probably better that I pick up the accuracy aura and index further into resistance because it's more stats available on the aura. I don't think Artak has an aura, and obviously Theodore... Wait, Theodore has an aura as well, right? Not as strong. So I could basically go 60 accuracy aura and index it all into resistance. Crypt King Graal. Does he really add much value? I mean, he gives the AoE decrease attack, I suppose. That's a good option. So we get an A1 single target decrease attack. It's not AoE though, is it? It's not that good. I don't really think we need him. Places a freeze debuff and a HP burn debuff for 3 turns on targets already under burn. Attacks all enemies. Yeah, I don't really think. Yeah. Oh yeah, decrease attack from Artak. Of course it does. Of course it does. Oh, he's so good. So good. Yeah, he's going to do the decrease attack. But he's not going to do it until the second AoE. Right, he's going to take one full blast, then he's going to take the second one. And the cool thing with Artak is we can build him 100 speed less, pretty much, because... See you later, Socrates. Because he's going to get the speed buff from his passive. He may not be... So if we think right now, we're going to get two procs here, right? 2 activations. So that should take 5 times 6. So he should lose 30%. So he should be getting 60 speed at this point here. By this point here, he should be at 60 speed. More. So we can build him slower so he doesn't interrupt the wave, but build him just as quick so he gets more turns. So we probably definitely get the A2 back. I like this idea. Put Blood Shield on Cicia for when she does A1. Yes, we could Blood Shield. You want me to test that? Hang on. I haven't built my Cicia at all. One sec. Only just got it today. Where is she? Where is the new toy? Do I even have a Blood Shield? Oh, I do. Of course I do. Let's put some speed boots on her. She needs to be faster. Don't want crit rate. Speed.
I'll get everything straight. Fix this mess that I've made.
So just basic eyeball builds. I don't know if she's fast enough. Let's find out. I think she is. For you, Hydro, I'm testing this.
to make this right in the end.
Um, where is she? That'll do. I'll take you out. I need a Weller. A Weller. Right, okay. No, we're just testing if we can one-shot the wave with just a blood shield bonus, Adam. We're not looking to complete the run. We're wasting energy here. We actually don't need it now because I got rid of the bolster when I took Oella out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2. It's all dead. It's overkilled. It's so strong. I don't even think I need the extra buffs. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No problem. Easy. When do we get to see it? It's already in the optimizer. You already have it in the optimizer. It's already there. I think you need to awaken her to get the extra turn. Yeah, I know, right? That's next. Let's just try that again. We want 7, right? I need to test with 7. I'm sorry. I broke the rule. Right, so... I have... Will 6 suffice? I got 6. 6 buffs. Ooh, it's close. It's close. If I had an immunity set... Let's just take a Weller out. So who's in immunity? Ghost Spawn's in immunity, I think. Who's in immunity? Who's in immunity? Who's in immunity? The Renegade? Who's in immunity? So where you try to remember who you've got in immunity. I'm sure my other Renegade's in immunity. Which one? Not the 3. 2? Yeah, 2. Renegade 2. You are up. I was meant to be going on the free-to-play. That's how much of a pipe dream we've gone down here. Saf, will you replace Sissia with a new login champ when you get him? No, we'll use him with both. For you, Hydro, I have 7 buffs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Will it work? The answer is... Ooh, not quite. So we need more. It's close, though. The thing is, on this wave, she doesn't benefit from the 12% bonus damage. No, Hydro, that was with shield. That was 7 with shield. Elva was in bolster. I'm not using Elva. I forgot that. But I can run Theodore, right? So the idea here was... If we run kind of the concept we were thinking. Sissia in the lead. Theodore here. Do that. Extra buff. Boom. A1. A2. The reset. We don't need the buffs because we got it here. Boom. And then we would go... Obviously, Sissia would normally be faster. which is not going to be the case here, so we're just going to do that. And she'd do that. Activate. Reset. And this would be where we need to survive, right? So that would be where we need to survive. Obviously, I haven't got the increased resistance and it's not set up right. Although the Sisia activation didn't seem to do as much. But I suppose it's only 30%, right? I mean, just try that one more time. So again, we A2. Boom, boom. Boom. Nuke. Consistent, easy, comfortable, not a problem. A1. We don't need it here. Because Theodore is also in Blood Shield, so we just get an extra Blood Shield. No extra turn. Extra turn. I don't think so. She got enough accuracy. Obviously, she needs to be faster than Theodore, which she's not at the moment. So get extra turn there. So let's slow it down. Yeah, I suppose that's about 9%, isn't it? It's about 9%. Then we get the nuke. Obviously, that's where the risk is. This is where I might have to run Artax A2 before A1 and get the extension that way. Because that's the problem, is it's very nuke-ish. So it's can we actually survive the damage is going to be the problem. But yeah, I mean, conceptually, this combo could work. It's whether or not we can actually survive this hit and then survive that hit. We're probably going to have to go Artac A2 here to get the decreased attack up first, which is going to drop it to still 2 to 1. Right, because Artax A1, it's going to activate it. We don't get the extension. And then we're going to have to come in with Sisia's A1 here because she's already A2, 3'd and A2'd. So she'll extend some, so that'll maybe go back up to 2, maybe. I doubt it. It's probably 1 because it's a single target, right? Sisia is single target. She's not in AoE A1. She's only going to attack that side ally, so basically that can't rely on that. Theodore is going to go A2, so that's just going to be decreased speed. But we've already killed these 3. Right, so we basically A2 there. So we should be able to survive because we've got decreased attack, which we didn't have before. That's a big saving of damage. Then Theodore's going to come in too. Then Artac is going to come in with the A1 here. Extend them all, hopefully. And then Sisia, Artac has got another extend here. So hopefully gets it back up to 2, and then Theodore comes in and activates here. I think that's the way to go. And remember, I suppose, when they take a turn, right? So we're going to get an activation here. Because they're going to take a turn, and we'll get an activation here. Boom. I think that'll be fine. No, the 10% extra damage only applies to direct hits, so it won't apply to burns. I think it's going to be good, right, Hydro? I think it's going to be... I think that's going to be very, very fast. I think we could get this in under a minute. What are my predictions for tonight's Hydra battles? I think Hellhades is going to win, and I think... What's the other ones? What was it? Odd One, Hellhades, Deadwood, and... Who else is fighting tonight? Why have I forgot the other person fighting tonight? Nub. Sorry, I think Nub and Hellhades. God, my brain went mad then. Nub and Hellhades tonight, I think. What should you put Wuzgar in, the new ogre? I would say Relentless. Maybe he needs to get more attacks off. So, yeah, it's going to be really fast, right? I think this is the run. So, Sisia, Theodore, Artak, Renegade, Seer. And you basically just nuke, then get to the boss, burn, boom, death. I'll report back Hydra once I have sped tuned it. I'll build it out, but we gotta wait for like next week. So I guess all my legendary books are now going to be going into Artak. How many have I got? Have I got enough? I've got 5. How many do we need for Artak? Realistically, how many do we need? The good news is we don't need books on the A3, but we definitely need them on the A2 and the A1. Because we really want the extra chance there. So we need a minimum of 4. Minimum. I need more books. Nah, I'm not sure, but it depends what odd one subs out. So, no, I don't think I need it on Sakia, do I? Do I need it on Sakia? Yeah, I do. Damn. I guess I'm buying a book pack. I'm gonna have to be a filthy kraken for this. Is there a book pack anyway? Oh, I'm not that much of a filthy kraken. I'm not buying brews and potions for book. No way. God, no. You know, I've been maybe spending a little bit more than I normally would because I'm getting the special void pack again. Although I don't feel like I've spent that much. I don't know why I'm getting all the Kraken packs. I've only bought like the Forge pass and one of those Gaelic passes in the like last 3 weeks. So I don't really know why I'm getting all the Kraken packs all of a sudden. Who knows? We didn't really get onto the free-to-play today. We got distracted by a bunch of things. So what I was going to say for my Hydra team is right now, I've got a solid, comfortable Nightmare team. This works on Nightmare every difficulty all the time. I'm not too nervous about it. But I need to make a second team. So I'm thinking, based on the inspiration of Scratch, that I basically run a Trunda team for my hard team and then try and make a brutal team. Now, right now, my hard team is quite comfortable. I've been running this kind of team. So if I could maybe, like Shemnath's going to have to come out because Shemnath isn't going to work as a provoker in the next update. So realistically, we need a new provoker and I need a weaken in here as well. So I might have to watch the Hydra draft, see if I can come up with a better provoker for this team with weaken. Because if I can get weaken consistently out, I might even throw in Akimtum. Do you know what? I might actually do that. I might throw in Akimtum. Can Akimtum... Ooh. Can that work? The problem is the poison doesn't activate very well. I don't have a coroner. I mean, I'll show you what I've got. In terms of champions that can provoke. Cantra's out. Cantra's in the Nightmare team. We do have a Skull Lord Vargal. We could sub in. But I kind of need, like, I need someone with weaken, right? I need a weaken in here. I need a weaken. The only downside is as well, I might have to drop Oella. Because I was relying on the remove buff from Shemnath. So Shemnath might have to come out with Oella coming out, which makes this a lot less stable. I have a Krisk, I know. I don't really like Krisk teams. I find them boring. I find them stale. We could go to like a Duke. I could go a Morley route. I've got a load of... I mean, Skuramis could work. I've got lots of options. Rathmatab. I could Bivold it. I could go with the Vizix. A Tarshon. I mean, there's plenty of provoke options. It's also building it out so that the Mischief Head is managed, because what I don't have an awful lot of is that. I don't have an awful lot of block buff options. I could use Uko, but I find Uko to be inconsistent in Hydra. I don't like using Uko in Hydra. I find him inconsistent as hell. And then we're kind of in the realms of like a Norog. because I don't have a second Ugo. I only have one Ugo. We could use a Fenax. And Ugo's in my nightmare team. Yeah, but yeah, I don't like Shamael either. I'm not a Shamael fan. So I think about Rabbit on Hydra. Better with Warmaster or Giant Slayer on him. I would go probably Warmaster if you're using the A2. Lydia. I mean, Akimtum could work, right? No, I don't have a pin Troy. I could go Akimtum with Lydia and try and AoE debuff spread. It's just not very reliable, especially if I start attack. I can't attack many heads with poison. So it's not bad, it's just not amazing either. I mean, we could even use the Rian, right? Oh, she's a single target. Oh, Gerptek. Oh, no, Gerptek's going to be going into the Brutal team. Gerptek is going in the Brutal team. I really need to fix this. All these are going single target because they're conditional. They're relation producer of effect, so I need to basically recode it so it codes down to the actual parent one. It's something I need to fix. Umbral's basic, yeah. It's just because I don't have another Ugo. Like, the team that's going to be for Brutal is probably going to be, if I'm being honest... this is going to be my hard team. Where is he? Where is the fella? Anyone spot a Cupidus? There you go. And then... honestly, I'd probably take him out. Probably put in you. And then... I need increased attack. Trying to think of the best increased attack option. We could go something like a Ghost Spawn. Or we could just go for like an Arbiter, just to boost us around. We could go with Kreela. Actually, probably Kreela, something like that. Probably just have like that for hard. Yeah, so the idea is we basically use Elva to get us going. Block buffs, extra damage. Venus goes in, we kill it with one head, and then Cupidus just goes ham as well. We could decide to just drop the Cupidus and just bring in more single target nuke to try and kill a head quickly. We could even also do this, right? The goal is, can I kill a head, and how quickly can I kill a head? And then once the head is dead, we just basically kill it. We could do that. So the options here is we could definitely drop out this and bring in a Skull Lord Vargal. We could probably try to put the Skull Lord Vargal in the Provoke set as well, just in case we need a backup. Where is he? I can never find the Skull Lord there. My Skull Lord is booked. I feel like Owella's going to have to come out. And then we've got thing here. If we lose Owella, we could put the Krisk back in. That would give us good coverage for Provoke. But then, again, like, we'd have to drop this out. And then we'd have to bring in someone like a Lydia. Where's Lydia? There. That could work. So we get decreased defense, weaken. increase speed, strengthen. We get block, damage, increase attack. We get double provoke. We get buff extension. Then we get Michinaki and Whisper. Maybe that's the way to go. Just brutal, right? Yeah, I'll be leaving this team now. The only thing with this team is it doesn't have a lot of boosting. I could, if I wanted to, run Owella. The only risk I have with Owella is if he steals the resistance buff, increased resistance, then it's going to be very hard to get like debuffs out. And we don't have any block buffs here. So the only solution is if I don't run a buff extender, or I wanted to run a thing, I'd have to like somehow bring a block buffs with a provoke, which I don't have. Like we could run Umbral, I suppose. But Brutal, it needs more than Umbral. I really miss having like decreased speed as well. There's no decreased speed here. There's no HP burn there. Or there's Michinaki HP burn. I feel like the Krisk Skull Lord is just too heavily indexed into like provoke, and I like definitely need more than just Krisk for provoke. It's tricky. Oh yeah, Krisk does have decreased speed, doesn't he? Sorry, I forget that. You know, they're relatively decent built, this team. Like, Krisk is built to be a Mischief tank. Mischief tank. Needs rebuilding, but not too far off. Mischief tank. Mitchie's built for damage. So maybe that could work. Maybe it's fine. It's just risky, you know? It's just risky. It's fine, really. And this, I think, is just going to blow up hard. Pretty comfortably. They're not built, though, right? So, not built. Not built. That one's built. Built. Reasonably built. I wonder how quickly I could blow up hard with this. Let's just check the trend to build a sec. Quickly, because I gotta go to this. We gotta go over to the stream. The only other problem with that team as well, there's no healing. So I might consider Snip Track. Maybe. I've got him there. I should use him. Where's Trunda? Trunda? Trunda Chica? Where is she? There. Where's she at? 70%. It's close enough. Trunda's not built though. How hard can I blow up? How quickly can I blow up hard? Just out of curiosity. Gonna have to be quick. This one's Ramona Wolf I tried to call. So we'd probably want to... not do that. So that's a bit too fast. Put everyone increase speed. Blow this out. Increase attack. Obviously it's not built at all for speed. I just want to know how quickly it can weak hit. Of course we hit fear then. That right? I don't know, probably not. It's a fine rotation. I'm just like, my champs are not built, right? They're not built at all for this. So you can see like it's just all going everywhere. So yeah, maybe it's what I want to look at. I think that team can do it. It just needs to be built. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end the stream there. We're going to head over and watch the Hydra draft. Thanks for hanging out. I'll be back on Monday. Yeah. So we're going to see who out of the remaining challengers are going to make it through to round 2. We'll find out now. Let's go.